Hey y'all, hey, it's Heather with Velvet and Vines Design. How are you? If you're seeing this, you're probably most definitely catching me on replay, but thanks for checking back by. We are here today as a part of an event, so I'm gonna jump in a little bit early, get myself shared around and all the good things. So if you are on replay, you might want to just like fast forward maybe the first 5 minutes, and then we'll get right into the make. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This is an event called the Fab Four Event Emporium, and this particular themed event is May Your Wreath Bloom. I had to look just to make sure that I said it right. Hi Cheryl, how are you? All right, so I think I found myself. So it does look like I'm legitimately live. You know, that's always in question. All right, I hope you have a good view. Hey Lindsay, how are you, lady? I'm so excited to send the wreath to the winner. So thank you for sharing that with me. Well, it's such a good fun thing to be a part of. Thanks so much. So hi Justin. Hey, I'm gonna watch you in just a little bit too, my friend. Justin, hey Michelle, how are you? Oh, my friends are here. What are y'all doing on this Saturday besides making something and, you know, getting inspired? Are you cleaning? It's raining here, so I don't feel quite so guilty because I did have plans to like do mulch and things like that, but it's raining. So, right. Like, isn't that kind of how it works? You can't do that when it's raining. All right, I'm gonna get myself shared around to a couple more of my friends. You know, it's always this game when you go live on Facebook. Not a game, I don't want to say it like that, but you know, I don't want to beg all of my friends to share me around. So there's some groups that will allow you to share, but some will allow you to share in your business, some will allow you to share in your personal. So that's what I mean by the game of like switching back and forth of where you can share and all of that. But you know, we're gonna do something fun here today, so I want to make sure all of our friends get a nice invite and get to watch. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna do a wagon wheel. I'm gonna catch you up. Let's give it about 3 more minutes when we were officially supposed to start. I don't never. I think a double negative makes it a positive. That was pretty bad. But I never trust technology, and so I'm always afraid like something's not gonna go right. Hey Texas Breeze. Hey Kara. Hey girl. I can't wait. Kara, my friend with the Craft Chunky, is next. She has a brand new design space she's going to be debuting for all of us, y'all. And you know what? As much as we love to make wreaths and things like that, we just like to make our homes pretty, right? So y'all got to go check that out. I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. She's been teasing us along the way with like some reels and stuff. Hi, Lori. I owe you a phone call. We still need a chitty chat. Lori's my friend who likes to chitty chat about wreaths and Etsy. You know, there's only a certain group of people in the world that you can geek out over such conversations, right? Thank God for the wreathing world. All right, we have, hi Beth. Oh, thanks for joining for the first time. My name is Heather, Velvet and Vines Design. I like to make home and holiday decor, so I'm a little goofy and quirky. I'm a boy mom and I love animals. I like dogs typically more than I like people. Sorry. But I love to make things pretty, a little on the bougie side. So, hi Michelle. I already said Michelle to you. I already said hi to you. Love all of your makes you've been doing, by the way. Michelle, my friend, is with Studio 53. By the way, all of you all that are here with businesses, all of my friends, Lori included, please sign on your business page at all so people can follow you so much easier. Make it easy peasy, lemon squeezy, where they just see the blue follow next to your name. So please feel free. That's what this is all about. All right, so we just got to see Scott with Waterman Designs make a beautiful patriotic wreath. So we're gonna make something on a wagon wheel. It was just the theme was May Your Wreaths Bloom, and I'm just going to do something on a wagon wheel, and as I just introduced myself to a new person and I said I'm a little on the bougie side. Today's make is Not bougie at all. No sparkle, no glitter. I do have velvet because that is just a staple. But yeah, y'all, we're taking it back just a little bit. I'm going a little more southern. So I hope you like it. So give us like another minute and then we'll get shared in, and then I'll catch you up on everything I've done so far and let you know where I got all the tings, right? Hi, Kimmery. Oh, okay, I'm live. All right, well, let's just get with it then. You love your dogs too, Beth. I know. I only have one because my husband won't let me get any more. I keep saying I'm going to come across a stray. But, all right, so let me get you caught up to where we are, y'all. These wagon wheel wreaths, I love. I get them from Amazon. My link tree, I put in the feature links because I figured someone was going to ask where I got this. So I order mine. They're in a 2-pack on Amazon because, you know, hey, I sell them. And so I love them. Now they come, it's kind of like a mimicked authentic, so it doesn't have a hanger or anything on it. So I make all of that. It doesn't have any way to put florals on it, so I do all of that. So I'm going to catch you up on that. If you are new to me like Beth, you do not know that I am obsessed with gaps and cracks. It is like life. It's like duct tape for designers, right? Like it just fixes the world. So I use gaps and cracks, y'all. Now you're probably wondering, where did she get green gaps and cracks? They don't sell it, but this is something that I do a lot of times when I make like the trucks and things like that. I use paint, y'all, just typical forest green paint. That's it. Now I could have used brown with this, but I would have mossed this up, right? And my moss would have been green. So really that's all I'm trying to do is take the stark white to a green. So I did that, and then I added a hanger, and all I did with that is just electric staple gun because I'm weak. And this is like grapevine covered wire, and I just pull it really taut and I curl up the ends. Think kind of like the Lollipop Kids, the mustache, the handlebar mustache. That's all I do. And I staple it on and I make a loop, and so that way it can just hang. All right, so that's how I like to start. Now sometimes I have done the sash at the top, but not so much because it is such a big piece. It's a 24-inch already, like that. All right, so I'm gonna check comments, make sure there was no questions, and then we'll jump into greening it up. Hi, Danae. Hey, Sherelle, what you doing, girl? What you making today? Carrie, yes, no sparkle, no glitter. I know, but you know, sometimes we all need to challenge ourselves, right? I'm probably just talking to myself. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, my friend Lori. There's my friend, my crazy Cajun. Love her and her heart. Hey, Jojo. Dogs are your thing. And you know what, Jojo? You and I both have a boxer. Now, I've watched you for a while, so I knew you had a boxer. Now, the difference is my boxer is a turd to people. Loves me. But you know, he doesn't like a lot of other people. All right, so I'm going to tease everybody a little bit with what we're going to use, and then we'll get right into it, okay? Just want to kind of fill you in. All right, so remember I said a little simple, little southern. Now, I will say things that I love are like things that drape and are long. I like things that are unexpected, meaning like a color you didn't expect to be in a combo, or just like something that, like you're looking at, you know, maybe something all soft and all of a sudden you'll see something that has little spikes or something in it. It's just kind of my jam. But anyway, so just either ignore it, don't do it, or love me for it. I don't know. All right, so magnolias. I love these. These are like a beige. They're just beautiful. And then some, these are peonies, right? These are not no, these are peonies, definitely peonies. See, they mess me up sometimes when they sell some of the peonies that are closed up a little bit, you know what I mean? Anyway, these are definitely, this is a peony with some hydrangea little puffs in it, but it's in like this green, right? So I'm going like creams, mossy green, okay? So keep that in mind. The greenery all complements it. A couple of things that I'm using are, rose leaf. And then these things I love that come from Walmart. I said that like I'm surprised. I love Walmart. I love their flowers. They've stepped up their game. So I love those things. So that's a little bit of the unexpected. And y'all, the ribbon, so plain, but I think I think I'm gonna like the impact of it, or at least what I've built up in my mind. So just a little traditional like linen kind of cream and black stripe, because I feel like every good staple design needs black in it. I don't know. And then just, I love velvet. I can't get away from it. Sorry y'all, so some moss velvet. Now I did toy around with using some leopard. This would be absolutely beautiful with these colors. However, I just made a make with leopard, so I brought it out in case I changed my mind, because that's typical of me. But I feel like I'm going to go with the other two. All right, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to start with my rose leaves. How old are your boys? And if you're, oh, sure I am. I'll share that with you guys, Lindsay. Let me just check comments real quick. A turd. He is. He loves me, just hates people, and he acts like he's gonna eat you. Like, it's just not, it's not like a rah, it's like a like, don't you knock on my door. But then he has them eyebrows. He's just like, oh, I don't know what happened. Where did that come from? I don't know. I'm just a big baby. Love him. But so Lindsay, yes, I have 3 boys. They are spread out in age. So kind of how I got my start in my story a little bit. I'm gonna need to use some pics too, guys. Is I was a young single mom early in life, and the bougie stuff was never new. It's always been who I am, right? So when I became a young single mom and I had a house to make a home and all of those things, I was in my early 20s. I was like 23, I think, when I had Taylor. I just didn't have the money for it, right? So I just learned how to take hand-me-downs. I learned to never say no. I learned, take something and just make it what I wanted. Thrifting, yard sailing, all the things, right? And then that kind of leaked into holidays, right? Like, I had to have a bougie Christmas tree too, and I wanted a wreath on my door too. So anyway, it was just kind of my start. And then so that's my oldest is now 23, and then my middle son is 17, and then my youngest guy is 9. So those are my children. And that kind of bakes into how I kind of got started just messing around, getting comfortable with painting things, changing things, and it mostly started with furniture. Anybody else here kind of started their DIY and crafting with furniture? Which is weird, right? How did we start? Now we dabble with like all these small little flowers, or I do, and I started with a big old piece of furniture. You slap some paint or wax on it, you know what I mean? Girl left peonies. Like I said it one day. I don't even know how I said it. My Aunt Joy texted me with the phonetics. Sorry that every time I shake, or every time I put a pic in, it shakes your camera. I apologize. So yeah, peony. I'm gonna kind of work my ends first, and then I'll fill it in. I'm going to go in with quite a bit of this rose leaf. I like things that are like I said, trailing. Oops. Here we go. Yes. Hi, Suburban Country. Oh, I know. Is it Tracy? No, not Tracy. Kim. Is it Kim? Kim with Suburban Country Charm. Help me out. I'm in Craft Around the Clock, and I do this a lot too, where I see a name that I've seen a million times and I know it, and then the name of the creator escapes me. And it's so funny because my business name does not have my name in it either. So, and what's even funnier is in Craft Around the Clock, which Kimmery is in as well, and I think maybe even Beth is in it. There is a wait, hold on. Vine and Silk, and her name is Frances, and all the people confuse us all the time. It's so funny. love this rose leaf. I got introduced to this by a fellow creator. I want to say it might be Amanda with Wreath and Around, maybe? Oops, sorry. I'm sorry, that shakes you. I think it might have been Amanda with Wreath and Around that I watched make something with rose. Rose leaves, and I love it. And if I need to, I have U-pins right here, like if I need to secure any of this. I'm not going to do it right now because, like I said, I'm going in. I have those big magnolia blooms, and I want to be able to work with some of that wire. I have something built up in my head. You know, that can go one of two ways. Anybody ever do that with an outfit? You know, like you're going somewhere, like a wedding or something, and you build up some outfit in your head that you've never seen, and then you can never find, and then you just never find anything. So could be setting myself up for failure. But we're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. Hey Nancy, hey lady, good to see you. How you been? I want to know what people are making. What you got on your table? Oh, and now my pick machine wants to act funky. Of course you do. Because we're in an event and it's timed. Of course it does. That's just what we do. Right? Anybody else? How many times have I said this, y'all? My friends that watch me, how many times do I say Murphy's Law? Loves me, comes after me, wants to spend time with me every dang day. Murphy's Law would go to, you know what? Hold on. I think I just have like a bent pick on the bottom, which any of you that work with a pick machine knows that means you have to take out all the picks to get the bent pick out. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 hot second. Hold the presses. Thank you for giving me, you know, an eventful live. Kara, maybe I'll get all of the quirks and juju out before you go live. How about that? Kara is my friend with the craft junkie, and she's about to show off her craft space. All right, y'all. I think I got out the bent piece. Let's try it. Let's give it a oh. Son of a biscuit. Oh, sorry. That might offend people. My mom would say something to me like, I know what you meant. And it's still not okay. That's something she would say to me. All right. I think we're cooking with peanut oil. All right, let's try it. Let's try it out. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't know that I was gonna have to be a wreath maker and a pick machine mechanic. We're in business, and a pick machine mechanic at the same time. Now let's see if we can stay within the hour, okay? Woo! No idea what kind of mishaps will happen. I know, that's the thing about going live. See, you also, another thing about me, I share. I have no problem sharing. I'm a little bit of an open book. Might want to close it. I don't know. But I work in the software world, and we do, live demos all the time with software. I mean, that's how you show someone that's about to buy the software what it's going to be like for them when they use it, or, you know what I mean, what they're buying, right? And the thing with a live demo, especially nowadays, is everything's in the cloud, and you need internet and a good connection and all the things for those things to happen, right? And then don't let, something be wrong with Azure or something like that, right? Don't let it be a bigger, more complex problem. And then there you are, sitting in front of the customer, who, by the way, is basically trying to decide whether or not to spend millions of dollars, and you can't bring up a screen. It's a little bit of an icky situation, if you know what I mean, right? And I feel like this is exactly what it's like here in our world with Facebook, the same way, like every time you press live, you're like fingers crossed. Like I was trying to use the description, Kimmery, you gave us a great description. Every time I put it in my my where like you would do a description for your live, it kept not letting me push go live. It's like always something, right, y'all? Oh. This is why you believe in 1 hour time slots. That's right. You know what I say is you just get as much as you can done. You prep as much as you foresee to try to stay within the hour. But if now y'all look, see, all right, this it. I had it fixed. I must have like some bent picks or something. You could just let me get about 2 more, just 2 more. Just come on, just let me have 2 more picks. I'll leave you alone. Oh, bless America. Okay, so apparently my mechanic skills are not that great. I promise I make wreaths better than I fix pick machines. These things are so temperamental and fickle, but yet you look at them and they look like they're from like 1910. I'm like, how can you be so sensitive? I've held servers that were worth, you know what I mean? It's like, how are you so sensitive? You look like you're about as archaic as the rotary dial phone. What the heck? All right, I think I got it. Let's see. Fingers crossed. I just need 2 more picks, right, y'all? Sorry that you're having to look at the top of my head. Nope, it's not. Something's wonky with it. All right, well, that's all right. We're just gonna move on. We're not gonna worry with it. We're just not gonna do picks. I'm gonna try to just cut it on a slant, wrap it really tight, the wires on the end, and we're gonna make this work. Stupid machine, right? Supposed to help make my life easier. And it did it. I know some other things that tend to be like that in life sometimes. You know, supposed to make life easier. They don't. I'm not gonna, you know. I'll let you all fill in that blank for yourselves, right? Hey, Tony. Pick machine said nope. Yeah, it said nope, on vacay. On vacay. On vacay. Oh. Hey Tony, how you feeling? I know you had your wrist operated on. You feeling good? All right, 1 more piece of the rose, and then we can get in with some of the good stuff. I think I'm gonna do my bow first because I want, you know, I'm using really thin, or well, not really thin, but compared to what I would normally use with a 4-inch, it is really thin. And I'm just gonna go in the opposite direction. You're not gonna see this transition when the make is done, but I am gonna go in the opposite direction. Okay. All right, so here we are with rose leaves at did I say that right? Rose leaves as a base. Okay, now we're gonna go in. I want a little bit of the ribbon in the bow, and then that way I can kind of have it loopy and put some of the flowers in and around the ribbon as I make the rest of the piece. So, oh yeah, so I'm sorry. Yeah, the green base, yep. So for those of you that are just joined in, hi, my name is Heather with Velvet Vines Design, and yeah, I don't always just mess with the pick machine. So I love these wagon wheels. I get them on Amazon. The link in to my link tree has this exact one that I buy. It's in a 2-pack, and I love to work with gaps and cracks, like I had told all my friends earlier. And what I do is, and I've got a video on how I actually do them for the wagon wheel, but I just do 1 strip of gaps and cracks. I let it dry. I shave down anything that kind of like oozes off of the side, so that way it just ends up in 1 strip. And then before I make the project, now most of the time I use this forest green. It's just forest green paint from Walmart. Most of the time I use that, but as I was doing this, I did think, you know, I could have done it in brown and made it look like the wood. It doesn't matter, right? If I had had it gaps and cracks and not painted it, I would have mossed it. So I would have used green, right? So it doesn't matter, but just giving you options, right? And I do that all the time when I make those trucks, you know, the cute farm trucks. I love those things. They are so stinking cute. People love them. They don't take a ton of product to make. They're so quick and easy to put together. But I do the same thing. I gaps and cracks the bed of them. I shave it down, give it a flat platform. Once it, you know, it's done and settled. Is that what I was trying to say? Yeah, I think so. I want another tail on this, so I'm going to cut another one. So all I did was make loops in a bow, just 2 loops on each side, and then I just cut an extra tail to have with it. All right. So I'm going to go in with that. Now remember, I have this, and yes, a lot of times I do stack my, you know, my bows right on top of each other. I make bows in probably about 50 different ways. I'll make them different each time I make something. Sometimes I just use half loops, and I just will take 3 or 4 half loops that I make all on their own and just kind of stick them throughout the piece. Sometimes I build in loops like this. Oops. I'm so sorry about that. That paused you. I'm sorry. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how a phone call came through. Are we good? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, all of you. All right. I didn't think about this, but I need a pick. Ah, look at that. It gave me a pick. Thanks, God. See, I knew. You know, sometimes I feel like we just get tested to see how we act under pressure. You ever saw that meme that says, don't marry her until you see her when the internet goes out? Or him, right? Vice versa. Don't marry him until you see him when the internet goes out. That's what I feel like don't, you want to see them when they're at you know, when things aren't going our way. I think we show our true colors, right? What did I just do? Did I just flip this around? I'm infamous for doing this. Flipping my bow upside down. I do it every time. Well, not every time, but a lot of times I do it. All right, so let's go in with this first loopy one. And it's not gonna look really beautiful right now because I want a big floppy loops that I can have like flowers all in and around. So I just wanna make sure you know when we put this in there, it's not gonna be like an ooh, ah, bow moment. Well, unless you just really love ribbon like I do, and then it's all like an ooh, ah, bow moment. All right, I'm gonna try so you don't have to look at my head. It'll be like this. I'm just holding that pick in there. All right. All right, and then I like kind of cut on a diagonal from, if I have like a 1.5 inch to a 1 inch, I do one of two things. If it's a 1 inch and it's a velvet, and it has a pretty underside, I always do a reverse curl. If it's a 1.5 inch, almost always do an angle cut. I know a lot of people do like the dove cuts, but on the smaller ribbon, I like more of those angle cuts. And then I'll probably go in and kind of like curl these around. I might even pin one or some of these in. We'll see. But first, let's bring in some of this green. And I'll probably just do like a little bit of like a 2-loop bow. Like I don't think I need as many loops as I did with that black and white. But I just want something that kind of shows off a different texture. I love velvet. I put it in almost everything I make. It's part of why I named my business the way that I did. All right. All right, so what's everybody else doing today? Karen, can't wait. You love bows and you're ribbon obsessed. I I do. I used to. So before I got into all of this and liking ribbon, I was a shoe. I just love shoes. Just say it like that. I was a shoe. Oh my goodness. I've been that way my whole life. My grandfather, my dad. I mean, I would be like, "Can we go shopping for shoes?" I was still carrying around a baby doll, y'all, but I would ask to go buy shoes. I just love shoes. And I did buy the purple Vans, but that's probably the first pair of shoes I have bought in well over a year. And the pair before that were just new flip-flops because they got chewed up by the dog. Because I love flip-flops and I wear them all the time. So, I mean, I have not bought shoes in forever because that is now my ribbon budget. Oh my gosh. I don't mind sharing that with y'all. I feel like I could be truthful and let you know that I love ribbons so much that I just am not even buying really shoes anymore. Yeah, it's crazy. Next thing you know, I'll be barefoot. They'll be like, "Heather, what happened?" And I'll be like, "Ribbon." The ribbon happened. Oh, you pick machine, you. I just need one more pick out of you. Just one more. You know you wanna give me one more pick. I know it. I could feel it. It's like a difficult toddler. Stop it. I'm wondering if I just need one more pick, y'all. I know that you didn't come here to see me mess with a pick machine. I already cut this off. Let's see if I could just stick it in and then go back and glue it. It works. It works. No, it did. Alright, let's leave this one to the side. I'm going to get some flowers in. We can go back and add it. Because this pick machine is going to make me, I'm going to punt it. I'm going to probably break my toe when I do it, but I'm going to punt it out the door here in a second. Because it's failing me. And I didn't have a pick machine forever, right? But then you stop using all those little ways that you used to do without the pick machine, right? I start using zip ties on my bows and just making picks out of them and all of the good things, but it's all right. We'll just keep moving on. All right, so let's go in with the flowers, the pretty stuff, the why we're here, the all the pretty girls walk like this part, right? Maybe this mishap was because I wasn't supposed to have velvet ribbon in it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What are you trying to tell me, gosh? Kimmery, that's here in the comments, she's planning a wedding. So my guess is Kimmery is living the life of what I just did right there. It's like what could happen is happening. Right, Kimmery? All your last minute plans. Things not happening exactly as you wanted. Never happens, right? And sometimes when things go perfectly well, I start to get nervous. I'm like, oh, well, something's bound to happen. So Scott made something patriotic. I'm making something southern. Let's see what all the other wreath makers give us today. What themes we have. I can't wait. Lori, I cannot wait to see. I have a feeling you're probably going to do something beautiful on a moss. Maybe, right? Kara makes absolutely gorgeous designs. I'm assuming like a wreath could be a swag too. So somebody could be doing a swag, y'all. Doesn't have to necessarily be a wreath. But I like making wreaths on things that are unexpected. Anybody else like that? Like I love those, the garden hats that people are doing right now. I like those as well. They remind me of my grandmother. She always had the side entrance of her house. Her front door always had a pretty wreath on it, depending on the season, right? But her side door always had, like, it was like where the casual, I guess you would say, like the casual wreath would go. And it would be the one that would say something like, you know, grandkids welcome, or, you know, like the cute wreath. And she, in the spring into the summer, she always had this garden hat that had, like back then, you know, it didn't really have like nice ribbon with wire in it. It was more like that gross grain ribbon, but it had all the frilly ribbons off of the back of it. It looked almost like an Easter hat, right? Easter bonnet. And anyway, so when as soon as I saw, I think the first person I saw with one of those was Angel at Holiday Bottles. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, memories. So yeah, no, I had to make one of mine, right? Like my version of it. And then my friend Cindy, are you here in the comments still? I saw you in here earlier. And if you aren't, that's okay. I'm going to tell you anyway, because I'm going to send it to you in a message. But guess what I have is that beach hat that we talked about. So Cindy was like, oh, you do coastal everything. You should do a beach hat. Got it. I'm building all the things. All right. So now we have in the cream magnolia. And now I'm going to fill in all around that with a bunch of blooms of this green, okay? Then we'll go back with some of the greenery, and then remember the funky, unexpected. I'm seeing it kind of like this, where it'll kind of like, can you see where that's coming down like that? That's kind of what I'm envisioning, all right? All right, so let's get going. Am I missing anything? Sorry, y'all. You watched me mess with a pick machine more than anything today. Hey, Amber. Hey, Sheila. You just caught the live. I know, there's a lot of events going on today. I'm actually in another event tomorrow, too. I so appreciate that you're watching. And I'm sure that there'll be plenty of replays, right? So, there my friend Lori went to Hey Mom. So the wagon wheel, is it heavy? It's, okay, so yeah, you're right. It isn't light. It's, I mean, when I say it isn't light, like it's comparable to, it's probably like 3 pounds, right? So it's not light like a grapevine. But it, I mean, it's as heavy as if you made like a big swag with a bunch of mesh on it. I mean, those get weighted down too, so it's about equivalent of that. So, sorry, the dog. Here he is. The guy that doesn't, I told you he doesn't like people. And that's just them walking on the road. That's them walking on the road. Like, the poor UPS man, when he comes up here, he literally drops that box and runs. Because Frank can hear that UPS truck coming from all the way. We live a dead end. If you keep going, you're going to hit water. So he can hear it coming. And he starts. He gets off his bed. He's like an old grumpy man. You know. He smells like feet. Just like an old grumpy man. But he starts. He hears that truck coming. He starts. And then he hears him slowing down. He goes to that door. He just like, la, la, la. That poor guy is like, jeez. He's like, does he bite? I'm like, not me. No, never. Not me. You guys seen that meme when they say that? When the people are like, does your dog bite? Not me. And I would say that it's because he has a good judge of character, but no, he barks. If I go outside and he's standing, because our doors are glass, and he's on the other side of that door, if I go tap, tap, tap on the door, he will do it to me. I'm like, Frank, like, we just We just spooned. Why are you yelling at me? But he does, honest to goodness, y'all, I think he's a rehome. I got him when he was like 3. And I think he's just not had some friendly things done to him. My suspicion is he was probably kenneled in a too small kennel, and the only reason I say that is because he came with a too small kennel. And I'm guessing that people maybe smacked at the kennel or something at it. I don't know. I'm just guessing it's a bugaboo for Frank. So anyway, so I tried to tell the UPS guy that. I was like, hey, just give him a pet. No, I'm teasing. I did not encourage that. I don't want a lawsuit. As he really doesn't like men. Which my husband loves. If I take him for a walk. Because he's a boxer, you know. People see boxers and they think, like, I used to take him to PetSmart to get groomed. He got kicked out, but I used to take him to PetSmart before he got kicked out. And the guy that works the front there, he has boxers, quite a few of them, and he had one that was dying of cancer that looked exactly like my Frank, right? Brindle, he's a brindle, all of that, right? So every time I'd come in, he'd went to, you know, and Frank, you know, and he'd be like, oh gosh. The first couple of times, he's like, oh, that's not a typical boxer response. I'm like, yeah, I know. He doesn't like anybody. Like, you can't. First of all, you're a guy. You're not allowed near me. Second of all, like, he's coming into PetSmart. He knows to get groomed, which he hates. I'm like, you are all kinds of in the wrong timing. Finally, he stopped. Anyway. Thank you, Lindsay. I got these from Big Sugar Creek Farm. I have her linked in my link tree too because a lot of people ask about. I use a lot of her ribbon. I get a lot of my ribbon from her too. So when she went to market in Dallas when she was buying for like spring and summer, she came to all of us and asked like, hey, what are some things that you want? And which was awesome, right? And so I was like, magnolias that don't cost as much as a trip to the grocery store. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But you know what I mean. Just some reasonable magnolias. So she delivered, y'all. She understood the assignment. I'm not sure if they're still on sale. But you can, she just did a big, yeah, I think I might do some billows with some of these. But you can definitely check out her Etsy shop, or you can check out Ribbon to Bows. It's a group on Facebook. It's free. They do online sales like every week. It's her and one of her partners, Amanda, with Joycey Lane Designs. And they do designer ribbon too. So if you're interested in designer ribbon. Yeah. So that you could tell this is just like a cluster of blooms, and we're gonna fill it in with some other greenery, but you can see what I meant when I wanted the rose leaves. You gotta watch them. Sometimes they turn a little bit, but kind of like just peeking through. I hope you're getting the vision. I still feel guilty about all the struggles with the paint machine, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking about it. Super mad about it. I really do think that this is gonna. I feel like I gotta get that in there. Don't you think? Look at how that green is gonna make the green and the peonies pop. I gotta get that in there. Right? Yeah. I don't know why I'm whispering. Are you getting the vision? Thanks, Lori. I have been slowly buying pieces for my first ever Lori wreath. I feel like when I do it, a fly that just landed on my head. My God. I feel like, you know, it's got to be, like the colors have to be just right. I have the ribbon picked out. I have 2 flowers picked out. I'm excited. If y'all don't know, Lori with Chasing Doors Decor, which is coming up later today. She's after Kara, I'm pretty sure, right? Aren't you, Lori? You're right after Kara? Check her out. She is so stinking talented. And she has a design of a wreath that is, I mean, all her. She's been making her wreaths like this, and it's using a moss square frame. The tutorial is on Etsy in her shop. It's very, very well done. Very well done. So if you are interested in knowing how she makes her beauties, you should check it out. And then obviously check her out today in our event, our Fab 4 event, because, you know. And then all of your commenting and all of that, I'm going to pick a name at the end. I'm just going to scroll, put my eye, you know, close my eyes, scroll, whoever I land on. And then you get put into a drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. And that's going to be given away tonight with Deb. Deb's new again. So when she goes live tonight, I think it's 8 o'clock Central, she'll be giving away that. She'll be picking it. And you do have to be present to win. So make sure you remember that. So the Fab 4 Event Emporium does events often, so make sure if you're here from my page that you go and follow that. It's a free group, and it's just a wonderful way to find, you know, other creators and ones that you know, some people you wouldn't find otherwise, so make sure you follow them and see all of their great events. So I love all these groups. Gives me so many options, right? If something's going on and that's not necessarily my jam, then I can just watch something else. I love choices. That's what I tell my children every day when they leave from school. Every single day. My first thing I say is, I love you. The second thing I say is, make good choices. All right, let's go in with some of the funky. Let's see what time we have left. Oh, all right, we got 20 minutes. Okay. All right. See, I felt like, do you ever feel, so it's like exercise time. I feel like exercise time and lifetime are 2 different times. Like when I nap for 2 hours, it feels like I blinked and it went by. If I exercise for 2 seconds, I'm like, make it stop. Make it stop. You see what I mean? Like exercise time and like, that's what I mean by that. Like, I just feel like they're different, right? So anyway, when all that stuff was going on with the pick machine, I feel like that was probably like exercise time, right? Like for me, it felt like 25 minutes. So maybe it wasn't that bad because I really want that green ribbon in here, y'all. And I probably am stuck on it because I can't get it to work, because you know that's how that happens, right? So all I'm doing here is just cutting, you know, like I said, this is that Walmart weirdo. Let's see what they call it. They call it amaranthus. Amaranthus? It's not flipped on my screen, but you can get an idea. Amaranthus. I think that's what it's called. It's called Luscious Uniqueness in my world. Okay? I love it. Now Hobby Lobby sends it. No, they don't send it. They sell it in other colors like pink and things like that. I love them in my boho pieces. But I love this green because you can incorporate it into even like farmhouse stuff. Because I believe in like a little bit of like an edgy farmhouse. Like anybody else, like that's kind of my jam. Edgy farmhouse. What I mean is like, you could do magnolias with, whoops. I hit blue. There we go. You could do magnolias with like leopard. Sorry, leopard print. So like it's like farmhouse with sass. That's kind of what I call it. All right. We grab a couple U-pins. Now what we need to do is go back in with some really fun greenery that I love, love, love. This I get from Jam Designs. Jam Designs. This is called Orange Jasmine. It's not orange at all. It's just green, beautiful lusciousness. What I love about it is that it's multiple colors of green. I like that I can push them or let them be airy. Usually when I'm doing a piece like this, I'll sometimes clip them in half, but I just see this, like how the ends are. I feel like it's like you know when you make the beach curls in your hair and the curls are pretty and they just kind of like flow. That's what I feel like that is. It's just beautiful. So anyway, I love that. So that's what we're gonna use. Not using a lot of filler. I'm not even using a lot. I'm not using any filler flower. I know. I picked out a couple and I put it up to the design and I was just like, nah, no, it needs to just be blooms and greenery. I don't know. It's just what I believe. Call me crazy. Just don't call me late for dinner. So we'll probably curl this one. And I use my empty mesh rolls for my ribbon curler because I like more of that like beachy wave, right? Not necessarily the real taut curls, but hey, it's all in what you love. So don't let me, you know, if you like the really tight curls, my friend uses the glue stick. Uses a glue stick like this and wraps them around that. But I like kind of like this beachy hair. All right, y'all, wish me luck. We're gonna get this steel pick to go through so I can put this luscious green ribbon in and we can put in this orange jasmine and y'all can see what I see in this head of mine. That is scary, by the way. That is very scary to be in this head of mine. Just ask my husband. So yeah, yesterday, I think for those of you that were on my live on Thursday, I talked about how we were gonna go to States on Friday. There it goes. See, it's like that was it. I feel like that was a doctor moment. That's it. Did you see that? I was stuck. But we did. We drove all the way there. It was like a 5.5 hour drive, and y'all, we got action. We got a pick, and the boys lost. It was a really well played game from both teams. You know what I mean? It was just. And the other team was so respectful. They're from Garrett County, Maryland, which is like right on the border of West Virginia. And they were so nice. And anyway, I mean, I know like I sound like a mom right now, right? Not the competitive, but it was the end of state for us. But that's okay. We can. Now we just gotta get into like summer ball, right? Right? Anybody else have kids in sports and know what I'm talking about? Are you all like, yeah, no, it's not. So I do this a lot where I use like really good ribbon, wire. I like really poofy bow, and then I like to pounce on it a little bit like that to kind of give it a little, I know, it's just, I don't know, something I do. Just entertain me. All right, now, before I finish that up, I need to go in the middle because see, I added this since I had all the issues with my pick machine. I've added it where the flowers have gone in, so I'm gonna have to hide some of this with greenery, and that's okay. It's all right, but wasn't my intention, but it's okay. Curveball, right? Curveball. Or if anybody ever watched like what was that ice skating movie? She said, "Two pick," like that. Curveball. So that way it just kind of hides the mechanics. I love greenery and flowers and some of those. Like, it is life. So like I said, I love the underside of this. It's just like a lighter color, so I love that. I just do kind of like a reverse fold. If I'm worried about it staying, I will do a dab of glue, but a lot of times I don't because it's such good wired ribbon that once you squeeze it, like that baby ain't going nowhere. Okay, what happened to my very expensive ribbon curler? Found it, sorry, there it is. All right, and so, let's see where we're at with time. Ah, doing great. Just got to add in some of this like fancy dancy greenery, y'all, and we're done. We get to see Kara, see what great things she makes and what great things Lori makes. And let me tell you, JoJo, also don't sleep on the JoJo. That woman can make arrangements out of old antique typewriters. I've seen her use stuff that she's gotten at like those estate sales, like just like the most unexpected. I love it. She did a shutter one time, which I love because I've done it. I did a shutter, not the way she did it, but I've done a shutter before. I love it. So check that out. Then we also still have Kimmery, Deb's New Again, Beth with the Crafty Edge. If I'm missing anybody, I am so sorry. I'm trying to remember all the names. I feel like I'm definitely missing some people and I apologize. But definitely check them out. I love Saturday of wreath making. And all I'm doing here is I'm looking for opportunity on the insides to kind of like, you know, jazz that up. And I'm just taking this orange jasmine and see, like I said, and I'll just find like another break in it like this, and I'll clip it into two. And then I still have long pieces if I want to use like a nice long piece at the top for the end. Okay. Also want to always make sure I get behind my bow. It's what kind of gives it a little bit of life and oomph. Think of it like Aquanet for your hair in the 80s, ladies. So, I love to do that. All right. I wonder if everybody's going to kind of stick with a summer theme. It's going to be exciting. Anybody's going to use any attachments or any other different bases. We'll have to see, y'all. We'll have to see. So like I said, I'm going to pick a winner from the comments right before we get off. And then that person, well, I don't want to say, it's not a winner, it's a name. I'm picking a name that will be a chance. Let me correct my verbiage here. I don't want anybody to get upset with me. But I'm picking a name of someone that has the opportunity to win $25 for an Amazon gift card. Y'all know how much we love the Amazon. Like, Amazon is amazing. I mean, not as amazing as local crafters, but I like instant gratification. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that coming from you. You are such a good designer. We all can try to make things pretty, but sometimes, you know, you just come across those people that just have like just such natural talents, right? Like painting and things like that. I can't paint for nothing. I can paint furniture, but I can't paint like a scene, or like if you need to tell what it is, I won't be the one that paints it. if you just needed to not look busted, I can help you out. I can slap a coat of paint on that, you know what I mean? And I love to paint like rooms, like walls and stuff like that. I love to do all of that, cut in, and I know I'm odd. I love all of that though. So, but yeah, if you need it to like, you know, like look like art, I'm not your girl. Anybody here like a dual talented type of a crafter and designer? Like you can paint and crochet, or you can paint and, you know, floral design, or anybody here like, what would you call it? Maybe ambidextrous of crafting? Maybe a little bit. I don't have that gift. I don't. Alright. I'm really liking this. This is giving me, it definitely is giving me Southern Porch vibes, but more than that, it's giving me like Southern wedding vibes. I just love that gaps and cracks. Like, it's just the best. Oh my goodness. Because you can't use that soft foam on something that hangs outside like this, because it'll just disintegrate, right? Can't use that. That thick foam, did you see what had just happened with my pick machine? If that was all thick foam, I'd have been SOL, y'all. I'd have been sweating right now. Stuff would be, I don't know. Let me tell you, it would just not be fun. But this gaps and cracks with a little bit of green paint on it. Yes, please. I like easy. I like easy. I don't necessarily want like cut corners. I just like, you know, I like making life easier, not harder. Work harder, not smarter, you know. Thank you, Lindsay. What are you doing today, lady? Are you going live on the TikTok? Are you resting from everything you did? Lindsay did a great fundraiser for her neighbor in Oklahoma and raised over $3,000 for their family. Their whole home was destroyed in a tornado. And y'all, we're here for a wreathing event. The wreathing community, and she said it herself, the wreathing community really stepped up and helped. And she didn't even need to ask. So the wreathing community is a great group of people. So if you aren't in it, I hope you find your way to join us. All right, let me look. I feel like I need some pieces down here, kind of to make all of this look a little more filled out. And then I'm going to hold it up closer so that you guys can see it. Let's see what we got. How much time do we have left? So we have 3 minutes left. All right, I'm going to add 2 more pieces of greenery, and then I'm going to show it, and then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to scroll for the person's name. Now remember, after me is Kara with the Craft Junkie. Remember, she's not only showing us an amazing, amazing wreath, but she's also debuting her craft space, y'all, her design space, her studio. So check that out. And all I can say is ooh la la, like Paris. It's got French vibes. I love it. So check that out. Then after her, I think is Lori Cox Tubes with Chasing George Decor. All right, I'm probably still going to add a couple of pieces of that orange jasmine just because that's what I'll do. But I'm going to show this to you, and then we're gonna pick a name. So this is where we're at, y'all, with our wagon wheel wreath with some beige magnolias, some velvet, just thin. We only have 1.5 inch, 1 inch rose leaf, or let me finish my sentence. 1.5 inch and 1 inch ribbon, and then rose leaves, and then don't forget our, ooh, yeah, I love it. All right, so with that, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to find a comment. All right, you ready, y'all? All right. Okay, I got Michelle Fernandez. Michelle Fernandez. So Michelle, you are my name. So head over to Deb's New Again at 8 p.m. Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, when she does the drawing, and you do have to be present to win for the $25 gift card. So thanks for watching. It was fantastic. So may your wreath bloom. Check out Kara with the Craft Junkie. If you're in Fab 4 event forum, just refresh your page. So thanks. I really appreciate it, y'all. Thanks for having me and being so kind to me. And like I always say, make sure you're kind. We need more kindness in this world. So thanks so much. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye.